Thanks for joining me today on Hawaiian Knife and Gear. I have something that I wanted to share with you. These are two rare TwoSun knives that I recently purchased, and just wanted to show them to you today. So anybody who has seen my previous videos or knows anything about me knows that the TS72 is by far my favorite TwoSun knife that they've ever made. It's just a great design. This one is not available anywhere for sale anywhere. It is discontinued. I think I've probably scooped up every one that was available on the internet. So this one itself is kind of rare because it's discontinued, but the one I wanted to show you today, I don't know if this was a previous version, a prototype, a first run, but this is also a TS72. And you can tell there's some differences to it. Instead of the square machining pattern, they have this kind of rounded Doppler look to it. It came with this sponge anodized finish to it. The clip on it, the clip is the entire reason I didn't buy this the first time I saw it available on eBay. But after I realized that this one's out of production, I decided I should probably scoop this one up when I saw it again. This is one of only two I've ever seen of this version. I don't know how many they ever made, but I think it's probably pretty rare. They didn't put a backspacer in it. This one has an open back design versus the backspacer. And besides the clip, the hardware is a little bit different. They used kind of flat-faced hardware. The holes are actually a different size, so it's not interchangeable hardware. And the blade is a little bit different. Instead of having these nice clean grinds to it, it's a little bit more rounded, a little bit softer edge, and it's not marked in any way. They don't have this one marked as D2 steel. They don't even have their name on this one. So those are the differences between them. And like I said, I've only ever seen one other one besides this available anywhere, so it makes me believe this is probably a pretty rare knife. So the action on it, really super smooth. It functions perfectly. Drop shut, just a really great knife. Aside from this clip, this is a great knife. But considering this is only the second one I've ever seen, I don't plan to carry it. I'll just keep it in the collection, but I wanted to make a video and share it with you today. So that's number one. The second one that I wanted to show you, I actually started looking for this because somebody contacted me and asked me if I had one. He saw that I had a lot of these TwoSun knives, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you have a TS45 available?" I said no. And when this one originally came out, I had looked at it, considered getting it. I liked the design, but there was always another one that I liked better, or whatever reason, I just never ended up getting one. So this is the TS45, and I was able to find this. Somebody had a picture of it posted, and when I reached out to him and asked him if he, would consider selling it, he did agree to sell it to me. This is one that he had done the anodized work on. It's kind of got a light green anodize with the purple backspacer and the purple clip to it, and then the gold pivot hardware here. So this one, it's just not available anywhere. You can't find them for sale. There's just none floating around. This is one of the original old night morning designs, and it's just kind of a rare bird right now. So the people that have them, I'm sure, are hanging on to them. It really is a great design. Opens and closes. He actually has it tuned to drop shut also. It's really smooth action to it. So a great knife. So after I told him I would find this for him, and I did end up finding it, I couldn't keep it for myself. I was actually hoping when it came in I wouldn't like it, but I do, obviously. It's a great knife. So I went looking to see if I could possibly find a second one. And it took me a while, but I did locate one that somebody had. And I asked him if he'd be interested in selling it or trading it. he has a pretty big knife collection, so he said, hey, it's got to be something pretty interesting to trade. And we finally settled on, he was interested in the TS81. So I had one of those. I said, absolutely, I'll trade you. So got a little bit farther down the road in the conversation and realized he was located in South Sweden. So that's where it's coming from. I sent mine out to him the other day, and his is on the way to me. So I do have a second one of these coming for my own self, and I'll be packing this one up and sending it off to the guy I was looking for originally. He's a service member, retiring from the service, so I couldn't keep it. It's just not the type of person I am. He'll be happy to get it. I'm really thankful he turned me on to this one. I probably would have never considered getting it, but now that I have, it's a great knife, man. This is just a good design. I don't know why this one fell out of production, but it's just not available anywhere. So the people that do have them probably want to hang on to them. I think they're probably going to be collectible. The way TwoSun releases their knives, it's kind of a unique situation that they put out a few at a time on eBay, let people bid on them, and then certain models they just discontinue. Whatever the reasoning is behind it, I'm not sure, but the ones that make it onto DHgate or AliExpress, those are kind of the more common models that they produce a bunch of. And then there's these other models that are, only a few of them available. So I don't know how many of each they've produced of this one or of the TS72, but there's not a whole lot available anywhere. So if you happen to find one, it's probably a good idea to scoop it up if it's one that you like. I think somewhere down the road these are going to become collectible just because of the way they release them and the numbers that are available. So that's kind of TwoSun's MO. They're a little mysterious as a company, and I think that'll make them collectible in the future. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. These are two rare birds, just like T-Rex here. These guys are extinct, so if you have one, hang on to it. Probably going to be collectible in the future. So I appreciate you joining me today. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, I'd love it if you could leave a thumbs up or shoot me a comment. It helps YouTube's algorithm decide to show my videos to more people. I'm just starting out here, so if you consider subscribing, I'd appreciate it, and I thank you for your support. That's what I got for today. So as always, I hope to see you at the next video. Thanks.